G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm coming to you from an off the beaten track location called Vung Tau in southern Vietnam. In this video I'm going to be checking out a couple of old French colonial military sites, their gun emplacements and bunkers. Some are up on this mount behind me, and for this video I'm going to be joined by Randy from Maryland in the USA. It should be interesting. Stick with us. Alright, what we're looking at here is a large Jesus statue, and this is actually one of the most popular sightseeing attractions in Vung Tau. It's called the Jesus Peak, and it's on the very southern tip of the peninsula. Alright, we've got Randy leading the way there. We're heading to our first gun emplacement or gun bunker. It's approximately 500 metres along this dirt trail here. Alright, here we are at our first location, just off the road, and we've got a canon's bunker up in here. Alright, we've got an official plaque here which is basically indicating that it's a national historical site. Alright, that's Randy over there at the far end. He's just jumping down into the bunker now. As you can see, we've got some big old style cannons there from the French colonial days. Now this site is actually indicated on Google Maps, but unfortunately it's been left neglected. No maintenance or upkeep for quite some time. Alright, here we are down in a French gun bunker in a off the beaten track location on Vung Tau Peninsula. Alright, so here we are in it's what's called the ancient gun battery that was constructed by the French back around 1905. Alright, we're heading into the bunker tunnel system. It's probably a old magazine or a shelter for whoever's working the guns. Yeah. Alright, there's a doorway up there, but it looks as though it's been blocked off. We're in an underground bunker in the small mountain of Vung Tau in an old French gun battery. Alright, we've got another bunker tunnel here, so I'm going to go ahead and check this one out as well. Alright, well, there's only a small bunker room. It's probably used as a magazine storage or a shelter for the guys manning the guns if they were ever under attack. Alright, that's pretty much it for this gun battery location. It's quite a neat little tour off the beaten track in Vung Tau. Alright, we finished checking out that first location. That was pretty interesting. We're now heading to another large gun bed or gun battery, which is another French colonial installment on this mountain in Vung Tau. Alright, we're at our second stop, which is a large gun bunker. We'll hit up that stairway there and go and check it out. Alright, there's one of three of these huge guns up on this peak. The other two are actually located nearby the Jesus statue. They've got it's a 300mm breech loading gun on a rotating base. Apparently, what I read online, you can actually move this gun in a 360-degree arc. All of these gun batteries or gun emplacements were built across the mountains of Vung Tau in a 20-year period between 1885 and 1905. Alright, we've checked out that large gun bunker, and now we're going to go and have a look at a tunnel system that's directly underneath my feet where I'm standing. Alright, here we go. We're going to check out another tunnel system. Alright, this is the second gun battery site, and there's also a tunnel bunker system here. This actually looks a lot more extensive than the first one we went into. This is pretty cool. This is built by the French, 1885. Alright, well that's the tour of this bunker pretty much over. It doesn't really go in very far. Alright, we've got one more here to check out. Just got to climb over all this old furnishing here.
Room to the right.
Alright, here we are. Another old French bunker or tunnel system on Vung Tau peninsula.
Yeah, there's the base of that cannon.
Alright, so this is pretty neat. This is the base of the cannon that we looked at earlier on. We're now sitting underneath it. It's pretty awesome. Alright, well, I think we pretty much completed our tour through this tunnel system. It's actually pretty good. It's quite a extensive bunker system. Alright, here we are at the Jesus statue peak, and this is the Most popular attraction in Vung Tau. And the thing about this location is that we've actually got a couple of these large guns up here on this level, one to each side. Alright, this gun is exactly the same size as the previous one I filmed, and as I mentioned, there's actually 3 of these in this location on the small mountain in Vung Tau. Alright then, that pretty much wraps up our look at the French gun sites on this location, Vung Tau. Thanks for joining us on this little tour, most appreciated, and we'll see you on the next one. G'day viewers, welcome back to the channel. I'm coming to you from Lighthouse Peak in Vung Tau in southern Vietnam, and I'm continuing my look at the French colonial military sites around the mountains of Vung Tau. In this video I'm going to be heading into that bunker there. This was constructed around about 120 years ago in 1905, and it was part of the French colonial defence system for Vung Tau back in the day. Okay, in this video I'm being joined by Qua and Nam, they're 2 local guys. And we're going to do a walk through this bunker. It's actually formerly a gun bunker built by the French colonial occupiers of the day.
This way or that way?
Well, you can go, if you go to the right,
Okay.
in here, this is where the guns used to be. Alright, this is a side room. At one time they had guns in here. They've been taken out. Up the top there is a gun turret.
Oh, the gun on the top, right?
Well, it was sticking out through the top. But now they've covered it up.
Ah, okay. Oh.
Now this bunker was built in a time period between 1885 and 1905, and it was part of the French coastal defensive system.
The way out of there?
No, you can keep walking.
Okay.
There was guns in here, but they've been removed, but these side rooms have where the guns were located. You can actually see the turrets there. They've been cemented over. It's not very long. It's only around about 70 metres from one end to the other. But it's, as you can see, it's a pretty solid construction. Alright, and here we are, that's the end of it. Okay, that's our walk through the old French bunker, and we're back out. Alright, here we are. We're exploring the old French gun bunker on Lighthouse Peak.
The first time I come to that.
And I've got Mr. Nam here with me. We're on top of the bunker now. You can actually see the old gun turrets here that have been cemented over. I'm not sure, I don't know when the guns were removed, but must have been probably in the last 50 years or so. This bunker actually had 3 guns, and they were pointing out this way towards the approaches to the Saigon River. Alright, we've had our look at the French bunker here on Lighthouse Peak. Not much else to see. The next section of the video I'm going to be looking at another peak that's got quite a sizable gun battery on it. There's actually 6 large cannons. Okie doke, till then we'll see you on the next bit of video. G'day guys, I'm continuing on with my look at the French colonial military sites spread across Vung Tau, and what we've got here is a information plaque regarding the site that I'm going to visit today. Once I get on the move, I'll be heading up that stairway there, and apparently up there there's 2 batteries of 3 large guns. The site is actually located on the big mountain. It's Nui Lon, as it's known in Vietnamese, and it was part of the coastal defense system that the French put in place to guard the entrance or the approaches to the Saigon River and Saigon City. Yeah, they're definitely decent sized guns. Apparently they weigh in the vicinity of 15 tons a piece, so quite a lot of work and effort would have gone to getting these things into position. They're on rotating tables, and apparently they actually rotate 360 degrees. And back in the day, none of these tree growth would have been here. There would have been a clear and unobstructed view out across the bay there. As I mentioned, this site is one of several spread across the 2 mountains of Vung Tau. Thankfully this one's been maintained and kept in reasonably good condition. I've been to a couple of others which are largely overgrown with foliage. They've got no maintenance or upkeep. As I mentioned, there's 2 batteries of 3 guns, and they're actually positioned at an angle of 120 degrees to each other to take into account the curve of the coastline. I'll just pan around here, and the other 3 guns are down the stairway here. Alright, here we go. Here's the second battery of 3 guns. Okay, I'm at the far end of the gun battery, and I'm now down on the back side of the area. I'm going to walk along the rear of the guns, and just going to have a look see if there's any passages or tunnels that go down underneath the gun emplacements. That one doesn't appear to have any access. Alright, it looks as though whatever access there was, for one reason or other, has been blocked up. So it's probably more to do with public safety than anything else. Yeah, definitely looks like the access to underneath the gun emplacements has been blocked off. There was probably a tunnel system down there, and I guess it was like a magazine storage. Alright, well that wraps up my look at the Old French Fort. I've got one more location to check out, which is not too far up the road, which is called the Underground Torpedo. Alright, there's the directional signage to the Underground Torpedo, somewhere up this road here. Alright, here we are at the Underground Torpedo, just down that stairway there. Why it's called a torpedo, I'm not sure. I guess I'll find out. Alright, for anybody that's interested in coming to this site, you need to look on Google Maps for so excuse me, I'm breaking up, feeling a bit dehydrated. You need to look on Google Maps for a site called the Old French Fort, which is on the Big Mountain, also known as Nui Lon. Anyway, here we are at the Underground Torpedo. Alright, I've got my caving lights and I'm heading in to the Underground Torpedo. Why it's called that, I've got no idea. It looks more like an air raid shelter than anything else. Just a cement bunker that was built by the French for one reason or another. I guess maybe it was a shelter for anybody that was manning the guns, and if they came under attack. Well, there's not much to it. There's the exit. And that's the Underground Torpedo, done and dusted. G'day guys, welcome back to the video. I'm continuing on with my look at the French historical sites around Vung Tau, and in this video I'm going to be looking at a location called the White Palace, which is actually an old government building that was built between 1898 and 1903. Got a little bit of a walk up a hill to get there, and should be quite an interesting site to visit. Okay, we've got some stairs to go up. For this video I'm being joined by Kevin from Los Angeles. He's actually been on a couple of videos with me before, and he's spending a few days here in Vung Tau. We're going to do a little bit of exploration around the area. Alright, Kevin's talking to a couple of local ladies here. Mother and daughter combination in their traditional dresses. Alright, here we are at the White Palace. As I mentioned, it was built over a 5-year period between 1898 and 1903, and it was originally used as the governor's residence, or the French governor of Vung Tau back in the day. Alright, we've got a row of old cannons here, which I guess back in the day were used to protect or guard the building. Alright, this is a balcony that's out in front of the White Palace. Provides a pretty good view out over the Bay of Vung Tau. Okay, here we are at the entrance of what's called the White Palace, and it looks as though there's some local ladies here getting some nice photos. Thank you very much. Okay, this building is also classed as a museum, and there's a lot of older or old artifacts in here. Alright, we're now on the second level of the White Palace, and we've got lots of local ladies here in their refinery taking photos, I guess. Okay, we've got a view out the second floor window across the bay there to the small mountain. Alright, we've got a nice view out of the window. Another couple of lovely local ladies in their hour dyes. Alright, we've had a look at the upper level of the White Palace, and we'll head back down and check out the grounds around it. We're actually not too far away from the cable cars which run up to the peak of this mountain here. Alright, Kevin's getting down the fire stairs there. Alright, that's the cable car peak up there. It's actually pretty good. I went up there the other day. Some great views, a good place to go for a coffee and wait for the sunset. Alright, we've got a bomb shelter here, so I'm just going to do a quick walk through and see how far it goes in. actually pretty small, and there's an exit point on the other side, so it's probably only a few people would get in here if that palace was ever under attack. Alright, we've had our look at the White Palace. It's pretty interesting actually. A building that's 120 years old on the lower slopes of the big mountain in Vung Tau. Okie doke then, we'll see you on the next installment of my look around the French historical sites of Vung Tau.